Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2
Yeah, so
has a
Call of
pretty
Duty
neat
Modern
pre-order
Warfare 2,
perk.
not from
Pre-order.
10 years ago. This isn't the,
I hate this so
again,
much.
another thing to be annoyed about. It's the exact same name as the game from, what, 2009? I think it was 2009.
20 years ago.
Yeah, ages ago. I think I was still in school when that second one came out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we've got Modern Warfare 2 officially launching on October 28th.
Mm-hmm.
But if you pre-order the game digitally, only digitally, you'll get access to the single-player campaign for a week ahead of time. So yeah, normally, like Polygon notes here in their article, it's an atypical move for the franchise, which usually dangles access to multiplayer beta tests and cosmetics as pre-order incentives. The campaign is normally like an afterthought. So yeah, you'll be able to play the campaign from October 20th.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. If you're into the, I mean, I'm only into these games mostly for the campaign, so but I'm not going to pre-order it just so I can play it early.
Why not?
Yeah,
Play it a week early.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I wonder, I mean, a lot of people, so don't get me wrong, there are gamers like you who want Call of Duty just for the campaign. But people who just down for Call of Duty in general, I mean, how long is a campaign normally? A handful of hours? 5, 6, 7, maybe 8?
Yeah.
So
maybe, yeah, right.
Gonna,
I mean, the Modern Warfare reboot was about like 7 hours or so. That one was good. I really liked it. They were like they went for a very grounded, realistic style there. And it kind of ended off with like them circling back to where the original Modern Warfare started. But it seems that this one is going to be more entertaining and blockbuster styled as opposed to grounded, which is a strange move to me considering it's a sequel to probably one of the more grounded ones in the past decade. So yeah, interesting.
Well, there you go. If you pre-order it, you can get it a week early. Hold it over your friends and colleagues.
Exactly.
What was the other news you were debating over? Starting with,
I think it was the Quake stuff because I think that's pretty cool. And we were quite happy about this. So QuakeCon was this past weekend, and there was a very brief like sort of keynote that started things off on the Friday, and as part of that, there were a bunch of old id Software games that got put on Game Pass for PC. So if you've booted it up recently, you'll see Quake 4 and Wolfenstein 3D, but also the return to Castle Wolfenstein.
I've never played that.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein is a big one because now it's on PC and on Game Pass, so that's pretty great. You've also got Elder Scrolls Legend Battlespire and the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard. And you also get access to all the champions in Quake Champions. If you're still playing that.
Quake Champions. This is so interesting.
Cool.
Wolfenstein 3D is my childhood. I played that game so much growing up. And then Quake, I have such a fun place in memory for Quake 4. I mean, I played all of the Quakes, Quake 1, Quake 2, Quake 3. But Quake 4, it is around the time I sort of started getting into like understanding PC gaming in general of like you need a good graphics card to play good games. Quake 4 is one of those where I couldn't play it because like, oh, my PC just couldn't handle it. Then I got a graphics card upgrade. It's like, damn, this game looks good. It runs good.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick. Yeah.
Don't know how it looks by today's standards. At the time, though, it was like, whoa. This is
I think I played Quake 4 on Xbox 360, and I hadn't played a Quake before then. And it was fun. It's a good game. Yeah, and I think the multiplayer to that game is still pretty good. So
great, yeah, we played a bunch of Quake 4 at LANs because it was like a shinier version of Quake 3. Like there were a lot of the same maps. It felt very similar. Yeah, it was good. So I'm actually very keen to just give that a bash on Game Pass on a PC. Cool. In other Game Pass news, Death Stranding is coming to Game Pass. Surprise.
Norman Reedus Simulator. Let's go.
Pissing off Sony fanboys for God knows what reason, that their Lord and Savior.
So this is only on PC Game Pass.
Yeah, sorry, on PC Game Pass.
Yeah, PC Game Pass. So, yeah, but like you said, it's good old Sony man, former Sony man, Hideo Kojima, Metal Gear savant, now allowing his games on Xbox Game Pass. How dare he?
I mean, this article says it arriving on PC doesn't mean the game is any closer to an Xbox release, but I have to believe that at some stage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at some stage we're going to get it on there, like
Xbox.
Like it seems like it, or maybe not. Maybe Sony, because I mean Sony helped publish it on PlayStation, and then it was 505 who got it on PC. So maybe there's just a deal. Sony's like, no, it's not.
Even just this move, the fact that it's on PC Game Pass, it's not like it's come to Xbox. That it's pissing off Sony fanboys. People are like, I can't believe Kojima has done this. I'm like, what?
Betrayal. Absolutely. They must have felt really bad like a few months ago when he announced he was working with Microsoft on a cloud game. Like,
only old Kojima has the power to be on an Xbox showcase and not show anything. Just like, hey, here I am.
I'm working on a game. Something. It's got a cool concept. I'm using cloud. Please be excited. Not even a name. Like,
no, only Kojima can do that. I mean, yeah, you're right. That must have pissed off so many people.
Yeah,
so many people.
The only bummer about this news to me is that the one on Game Pass is not the director's cut, which is a shame because the director's cut adds so much cool content to the game. But it's still a great game irrespective. Like if you haven't played this,
what is the trade-off here? So say for example, I've never played Death Stranding. I want to play it on Game Pass, but I want the director's cut. Can I on Game Pass just pay an extra $10?
I don't think
I don't know how that works.
Because the game is on PC, on Steam and whatever. But I don't think the DLC is like a standalone thing that you can add on to what is on.
Yeah, see that's a bit weird.
Yeah, so there's no way to access that via Game Pass. You'd have to just buy it on Steam or Epic.
To get access
all
to
in to get the director's cut. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah,
that's very cool.
Play Death Stranding. Death Stranding is a great game. Like, takes a while to get into, but still really good.
It's one of those games where I can't, with a straight face, recommend anyone plays Death Stranding. In the same breath, I have to tell everyone that they must play Death Stranding.
It's a great time. It's
such a weird
absolutely
game.
Not everyone's cup of tea. And if you hate it, I can totally sympathize with you. But the same, I mean, for the first 6 hours, I hated that game. I was like, what the fuck is this? But man, the more I played it, the more I was like,
then it just gets to this point where it clicks. You're out there building roads. You're running across. These null deserts, fighting goo monsters. It's Kojima at his best. In other news, what do you want to
talk about? Embracer real quick. So Embracer continued embracing more things this week. They bought things like limited run games and the entirety of J.R. Tolkien's like literary works. So they continue to still buy everything under the sun. But as part of their kind of like Q1 interim report, there was sort of confirmation that the Knights of the Old Republic remake has moved to a different developer. So a few weeks ago, there was a report from Jason Schreier saying that Spire, who was working on the project, had kind of like shown off a vertical slice to Sony and Lucas Games and Embracer like shareholders, and it was received poorly. And the game's art director and I think game design director were fired shortly after that. Yeah. And that the game was basically put on ice as Aspire looked to other contracts to work on in the meantime. And then there was a suggestion that the game would move on to Saber Interactive, who were helping with the game anyway. And a quote in Embracer's like earnings report kind of like seems to confirm that. It says the quality bars where we needed what? Embracer states the reason for its decision to move this undisclosed game to a new studio is to ensure the quality bar is where we need it to be for the title. goes on to state that the company is not expecting any material delays for the title based on the transition, a contrast to the previous report if this game doesn't indeed turn out to be Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remix. So previously it was said that this game would come out this year. That is super not happening.
Oh my God.
I don't think, despite what Embracer says, there's no delays. I mean, I guess they can say that because there's no date being announced for the game anyway. So, yeah. But yeah,
we were saying,
poor Aspire. That sucks.
We were saying before we started recording, this Embracer, they just have too much money. Like, and from where? They're just buying. Money. So, is there a number on what they paid for Tolkien's work? Or is it just undisclosed? Because a part of me wonders, why has no one tried to do it before? Like,
I'm just trying to see here on the article. I don't think there is one.
Because, I mean, Lord of the Rings is obviously a huge franchise that's been around for decades. Why has no one else tried to buy it before? Like, a movie company, gaming company. Why now Embrace is just like, yeah, we'll buy.
Or maybe they just find it easier to license the works as opposed to like completely owning them.
Maybe, you know what I mean? I don't know. Embracer feels like they've got way too much money they're just throwing around on everything.
And I mean, they've also said that they have made a like purchase of a game studio that is so large that they can't like disclose it right now. So
Square Enix. I'm joking.
They bought Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal, so
it was just a starter. The main meal, the whole company.
My goodness.
My God. Okay, so last bits of news. Dead Island 2 story details, release dates, and screenshots have been leaked. So I mean, did I say Dead? I did say Dead Island, right? Not Dead Space.
You did. Okay. You got it right.
So Dead Island 2 is a game that was first shown, if I'm not mistaken, in 2014.
I'm sure this article will say, but it was
a long time ago.
Literal ages ago. And then there was like a whole lot of suggestion that it was delayed and then cancelled outright, and then it kind of disappeared for a while, and people just assumed that it was never coming. But it seems like these details on Amazon suggest it is coming 3rd of February 2023. So I expect to see
it's gonna be at Gamescom?
Something announced at Gamescom. Yeah.
God damn.
I don't know. I never enjoyed the first Dead Island. I thought it was pretty lackluster, and then the creators of that went on to make Dying Light. I think it was Dying Light, and Dying Light was much better. Yeah, and now Dead Island 2 isn't made by Techland, it's made by Dam Buster Studios and Deep Silver, so I don't know, like whether this will be any good.
Yeah, I never
then again, Dying Light 2 I didn't think was any good, so maybe it fills that gap.
I don't know. I never played the first Dead Island, but I know Dead Island was at the time such a I don't know, was it a movement? But it felt like it was a movement because it was like, oh my God, it's this semi-open world zombie game from a first-person perspective.
I feel like most of its clout came from its really good trailer.
The trailer.
Like its live-action trailer.
Still one of the best trailers, I'd say.
Yeah. The game itself was never good, but it just shows you, like, if you have very good trailers, people just remember that, like, in perpetuity almost,
My goodness.
Also, I think it's another Embracer Group thing, so,
God. And then last pieces of news. New Tales from the Borderlands release date details leak early. So if you don't recall, Telltale, the studio that did a whole lot of story-driven narrative games years ago, did a Borderlands game, which is actually really good, despite being set in a world that is all about shooting. And so there's a sequel coming out for that game, and it is launching on October 21st, according to this leak on Amazon.
That's wild. That's way earlier than I thought it would come out.
Yeah, that's 2 months away. That's crazy.
Because that's the first we've even heard of the name. I know they said they were making a sequel, but I didn't realize the name was just New Tales from the Borderlands. Like,
it's just straight up. Would you like Tales from the Borderlands? So here's some new Tales from the Borderlands.
Here's new content,
SEO people in that team going, oh, bless.
For fuck's sake, yeah.
So that's coming. I'm very keen to see how that turns out because I actually really enjoyed that game. And then
I still need to play it because everyone says it's really good. So.
It's great. I mean, Borderlands is known for shooting, but it's also known for its good humor and I mean, okay, Borderlands 2 is known for good writing and good humor. It had that same tone, so that fit very well in that world. And then in last bit of left field news, which I'm sure this took you by surprise.
Yeah, super strange. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, the Symphony of the Night inspired game from designer Koji Igarashi. It's been out for a long time now, but just out of nowhere, they were like, hey, we've got more content coming to the game inspired by that game company's Journey, which I was like, what?
Like what?
That's such a strange collab. So there's a new boss area inspired by Journey, so it's going to take design elements from there, and I assume the boss is going to be like some play on the creatures that you find in Journey, and then that will reward you with an equipable item that you can play around with in the game. So I guess it's a small bit of content, but it's like free content. It's launching on August 23rd.
But it's just
what a strange collab.
Yeah.
Just and out of nowhere, just interesting.
But also not only that, like Bloodstained is, like you said, it's a Castlevania inspired.
Very Symphony of the Night.
Made by the dude who made Symphony of the Night. But Journey is not the game I would have imagined it crossing over with. Journey is this
not at all.
This peaceful game about sailing through the deserts and doing all sorts of things like that. Not fighting enemies per se. It's so random, but that's cool. What an interesting little crossover.
Listen, I'm there for more Journey anything. So
100%.
I'm down.
Look at this. This is awesome. But
it looks pretty sick. Cool.
And that's gaming news.